Hi folks, we're here at UVU in the automotive department, as you can see, and we're getting prepared for the 2013 UVU Auto Expo, the car show. And we hope to have a very good time this year. We have Shirley Muldowney coming. We have NHRA is our theme this year, and I know we'll have Ed Jones here with his fire-breathing cars and the Jelly Belly cars. We also know that we're going to have a few other cars here for the kids, like the Batmobile, and Batman will be at the show this year. We think it'll be very exciting this year. Well, you know, we've been here for 26 years. We're going to be celebrating this year. We've got a lot of fun things happening, and all proceeds go towards student scholarships for the automotive department students, and that includes 4 programs. It includes a collision repair program, a street rod program, a diesel program, and of course an automotive program. Those students are awarded the scholarships. That's why we call it the UVU Automotive Department Scholarship Fund Program. And the Auto Expo funds those. So guys, come on out to the show. We're going to have a Friday night barbecue. We're going to have a band. It's going to be a good time. We hope to see you there.
Here we are for another year, Thanksgiving Point UVU Classic Car Show. The only way to fly, baby.
Gavin Johnson, Mark Perry. Come on up, you guys. These are the 3 students who have excelled in their first year within their respective studies and have been chosen to receive a scholarship for this coming year.
I'm Gavin Johnson, I'm from Provo, and married, 2 kids. And my aspirations, I want to own my own custom shop, do painting and such. And I'm in the collision program.
Mark Perry.
My name is Mark Perry. I'm from Salt Lake, also in the collision program. My aspirations are also to become really good in business and eventually open my own shop doing custom work.
What's your past?
My past, I've been involved in a lot of car clubs and just kind of doing stuff on my own. I've actually customized a lot of vehicles on my own.
I knew Mark had a previous life doing something else in a different industry, so come on, Trent.
Hi, my name is Trent. I'm from Loretta, Dixie, from St. George. Came up to UVU, or to school. I'm in the diesel technology program. My aspirations is I want to be the best diesel mechanic that anyone's ever seen. So, got to live up to, but I think I can do it.
All right, thanks. Let's give these guys a real big hand. They worked hard this year. Well, I think Vern's band is one of the best. I love his band. I think as you listen, you'll really enjoy the music. I mean, they're in top form tonight. So enjoy, feel free to come up and dance. They really enjoy that.
And every drink he's throwing, that a always been good boy, don't ever play with guns. That's how I play the radio, just to watch it die. When I hear that whistle, oh yeah, I fucking hear it cry.
Upstate New York, near Albany. Schenectady, it's like a tri-state. And that's where I grew up.
When did you start to do drag racing?
I was 15 years old. That would have been 1955. And I street raced for a number of years because I didn't know any better. Then I went to my first drag strip in 58.
58, huh?
Then my Jack Muldowney built me a little dragster in 1965. And then I went then I had one with 2 engines.
You had what? I'm sorry.
Then I had one with two Chevys coupled together, dual engine, top gas car. Then I went to a nitro funny car in 1971. Stayed there for 3 years, and then 73, I upgraded to top fuel, and I stayed there for 30 years.
When did Cha-Cha start?
58.
Yeah.
It was, you know, nicknames being synonymous with drag racing. You know how they nicknamed all the cars. It was just Tommy Ivo told me, "Oh, you're crazy if you don't keep that on your car. Paint it pink, put Cha-Cha on it."
Yeah.
Serious? Yeah. And it stuck. It's dogged me for 50 years.
It's not dog.
No, it's just an expression.
Enamored.
It's just an expression.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. I remember seeing that car in, well, not this specific car, but the Cha-Cha car at March Meets in 74, 75.
Let's see. Yeah, I was in Bakersfield, 74.
And Herb Peterson was there. And
yes, I
John.
won it. I won Bakersfield, and I think I won it twice. I was runner-up once. 82, but we had it. I mean, we were freight training. I raced Lucille Lee, and the clutch, something went wrong in the clutch management, and you know, it just, I was doomed. So as it turned out, Bakersfield was a good track for me. Yeah. Great car. It's in Garlich's museum right now. And I want it back, and he won't give it back to me.
Well, you know.
He's refusing to give it back. Well, he owns it, he bought it. So, but I want it back.
Good morning. How are you?
Good.
Good. Hey, it's a little wet out here.
Yeah.
A little wet out here today, but I think the sun's going to come out a little later this afternoon, and we're going to have a good show. Lots of people, lots of fun, lots of nice cars.
What have you brought this year?
Well, let's see. We've got this little 69 Chevelle, and a little GTO, a little hot rod Ford over here with the Chevy in it. You know how those go. And I got probably one of the nicest cameo pickups left in existence back here. Then we got an SSR pickup that's been customized a little bit. So we're kind of in the hot rod end of it this year. Normally we do a little bit more originals and stuff like that, but this year's our hot rod year.
You've done some of the pace cars in the past, too.
Yeah, we've had a lot of pace cars. We've got about half a dozen pace cars. We did one year, we brought all of them. But this year we just kind of settled in on a little bit more hot rod type stuff.
Nice.
Yep, yeah, the swap meet looked like it was going well. A lot of people over there.
Well, this is your probably 20th year up here, isn't it?
I imagine we're getting close to 20 years, yeah. How long's it been going?
Oh, 26 years.
Okay, we're probably about 20. We usually try and bring 5 or 6 really, really nice cars. It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. It's a good cause, and we really like their scholarship programs. That's a great way to spend money.
I saw 3 of the students that got scholarships last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah,
Good.
Over at the barbecue.
Good. Yeah, that's great. It's a fun show.
Ladies and gentlemen, American Legion Post 72 from Orem, Utah. This group started in World War I in 1919 with World War I vets, commanded by Kelly Kirkpatrick, Quartermaster Kelly Kirkpatrick. If you will please, pay attention to colors, face the flag, put your hand over your heart, and again, remove your hats.
Honor guard. Stage cut. Port. Arms. Forward. Punch.
DeWayne Ashmead, and this is one of my cars, the 1966 Pontiac GTO. This was a special car. It was one of the experimental cars that John DeLorean worked with to increase horsepower. Yeah, he was the head of Pontiac, and he wanted to put a big engine in a small car, the Tempest being a small car. General Motors had a rule against it. And so he did it. He went out to the dealers and pre-sold the concept as a GTO package on a Le Mans car. When he got that done, then he told the board that what he had done, and they were so angry that a fist fight broke out in the boardroom. And they said, after it was all over, they said, well, if you can sell 20,000 cars, we'll let it go, because we really don't want to look stupid. Well, the rest is history. They sold hundreds of thousands of cars. In 1966, General Motors came to DeLorean and they said, in 1967, you can only have one carburetor on your engine. He says, that's stupid. We're in a muscle car race. We need multiple carburetors. He said, too bad, you can only have one. This is one of them. He took off the assembly line. And what he did, he took the hood scoop, he cut it out, made it a functional hood scoop, and then, this is tri-power, but he built a ram air pan. And this car is fast enough that if you pop the clutch on this car, it'll bring the wheels off the ground, front wheels off the ground. He says, that's what I've been looking for. And so in 1967, it had a 4-barrel carburetor. It also had ram air. This is a Curtiss sports car. There were only 16 of these made. This is the first of the 16. This car set a land speed record on the Bonneville Salt Flats in 1949. It went 143 miles an hour. And it was driven by Wally Parks, who founded the National Hot Rod Association. It runs a Ford flathead engine. The engine was personally built by Vic Brock, and I wanted a Curtiss car for years and years and years. And one day I had a friend in St. Louis call me. He was a broker, and he said, you'll never guess what I just bought. And I says, what's that? He says, I just bought a Curtiss sports car. And I said, Mark, I want it. He says, well, I haven't seen it yet, but I understand it's almost totally restored. I said, that's great. Well, when the car came in, it was a basket case, which was a blessing in disguise, because when we decided to disassemble it, completely re-disassemble it and start from the frame up, we found the VIN number on the frame and realized this is the car that Wally Parks drove on the Bonneville Salt Flats in '49. This is the #1 car. And so it made it very valuable. No one knew that. People asked me about restoring these cars, and they said, well, what do you have to do to restore a car? First thing is research, and then some more research, so that you know exactly what you're dealing with. This car, for example, should have had a Studebaker engine in it, but Studebaker didn't come forth with a V8, so at the last moment, Frank Curtiss decided to put a Ford engine in it. If you don't know that, you'll try and force Ford parts on it, and they don't fit. And that's what was happening with the car before I bought it. But then when you start putting Studebaker parts on it, they fit.
The research really pays off.
Yeah, it does.
And it makes them more valuable.
It does, indeed.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome.
Hi, we do have an auction coming up, and we have a silent auction underway right now. You can see some of the items on the silent auction. That silent auction will end at 2:30. Remember, it's all going to the UVU trade facility.
Absolutely. Every penny of this goes to our auto trade center.
$50 bid. $50 bid on a pressure washer. All right, we got $50 on that bid, $140 value. Who's going to be 50? What, you want in on this? Oh, Ed's going to go 75. He's right in front of me, bouncing up and down. Okay, $75 bid for the pressure washer. 75. Who wants to get it higher than 75? 75. 75 going once. 95 going once. 95 going twice. It's going to Rib City. I know who's cleaning the grill tonight.
Well, that was your Father's Day present.
Whoops.
I'm Terry Orr, and I'm the first-year collision repair instructor.
And I'm Chet Melbourne. I work on the race team with Todd Lowe for the Land Speed car. Terry just did fresh paint on it, just what, 2 months ago?
Yeah.
So it's got a new paint scheme, which now has the new logo on it, representing UVU Automotive Technology along with the collision department across the back. The car holds 6 land speed records. It's a twin turbo 572 blown motor. The fastest the car's been as of right now is 209. It runs in the AA classic gas coupe division out there on the Salt. This year we're hoping to go out there again and run close to, we're hoping to get close to 224 miles an hour with it. It's a great opportunity for the students that participate in it, because it's a great engaged learning opportunity for them to get to see things that they don't normally get to do, because the classroom is the Salt when we go out there, so it's really a lot of fun. It's a great opportunity for them.
My name is Sam Chastain. I'm from Northern California, small town near Sacramento. This is the Iron Horse that was owned by Rex Parmain and Dan Richens and driven by Al Pearson. It's the last vintage of the front engine car. It's a 1971 car, ran 1 season, and then everybody pretty much had a rear engine car in 1972 and subsequently for safety reasons. And I was lucky enough to purchase this car about 15 years ago. I got it from some people here in the Salt Lake area. This was a Salt Lake car. Took it back to California, and so I decided to restore it. And it is a 100% original example of the front engine car. It ran in the 220 to 230 mile an hour range, in the quarter mile, in the mid 6 second elapsed time range in the quarter mile. It was a hitter. It qualified at every major race in '71. It was a car to be reckoned with wherever it showed up. Thanks.
Yeah, hey, first off today, we want to thank everyone for coming out. Realize that you had a choice to make when you come here today. Realize that the weather was a little nippy. Well, you're going to take home some great memories. It turned out to be a pretty good day. So right now, I'm going to turn time over to Mr. Jay Sisson.
Once again, we're here at the UVU show to present the Utah Hall of Fame inductees this year. This is our 3rd year at this show for presenting the award. And we'd like to thank the show for their support and recognition of the Utah Hot Rod Hall of Fame. For the 2013 induction to the Hot Rod Hall of Fame, I give you the Stags Car Club. I want all the Stags members that are here to stand up. Most of them are standing right here. So I guess Ryan Worthy is going to come up and set for the Stags. Ron, we appreciate you being here and bringing some of the crew down and bringing the car down. It's a good thing to see you. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Stags. Without a doubt, this next inductee is that type of person. I'd like to introduce Jay Page for inclusion into the Utah Outlaw Hall of Fame. I love this. So then for induction into the Utah Outlaw Hall of Fame, my friend, DeWayne Harvey. Thank you, and thank you for your participation, and once again, thank you for all the inductees this year. The Stags, Jay Page, and DeWayne Harvey. Thank you. Okay, everybody ready for the awards now? Yeah. Good. I'd like to thank everyone for coming out. There were so many beautiful rides out here. It was really, really hard to pick these rides. So we'll start going into some specialty awards. And the first specialty award we want to give out to Shirley Muldowney. Please come out, Shirley. Looking at Ed and Wendy Jones. Come on up.
It's Kim Chu here from UVU, and we have just ended our 2013 Auto Expo, and even with the rain, we had a great show. So those that came out, we're really happy that they came. Got a little bit of rain in the morning, but then it cleared up for the rest of the day. And we had about 550 cars, and we did really well, and we appreciate all of our sponsors and all of the people that came and participated in the show, because without you, it wouldn't be possible. So we're really grateful to everybody, and we're giving away about 3 scholarships this year, and it's been a great show. It's been great having Shirley here and Ed Jones, and even with everybody under the pavilion with the rain coming down, everybody was smiling and having a great time. So come and mark your calendars for next year. May 17th and 18th, we'll have our show next year, and same weekend every year in May, and we'll see you then. Thanks.
name's Lynn Merrill. I'm from Roosevelt, Utah, 125 miles to the east. This is a 1956 Mercury. It's a custom, it's the low model. Still has the 312 in it, 3-speed overdrive, vintage air conditioning, and we drive it everywhere, so.
You drove this down from Roosevelt?
Oh yeah, over Indian Canyon.
How many cars went off the road looking at you?
Got a few thumbs up and trucks. Yeah, they tend to look a little bit.
How long have you had this?
Well, I've only had this a year. I bought it in Sacramento. I cheated this time and bought one already done. I usually build my own, but.
Now, what made you get this? What do you like about it?
Well, the old 312 and 3-speed overdrive is what I really liked. I like the old stock running gear. It's fun to drive. No power steering, no power brakes. It's great. It's fun to drive. So you kind of forget what it's like to have to drive a car, and instead of just put it in gear and go.
What you got?
1976 AMC Pacer. It's.
Who are you?
Oh, I'm Erin Merrill. I'm his daughter. So, yeah, it's painted to be like the Mirthmobile off of Wayne's World. We have some Wayne's World memorabilia around and about, but yeah, it's just supposed to be for fun.
Where did you find this car?
Oregon, on eBay. Yeah.
Go up and get it? You have it sent down?
He went up and got it over Thanksgiving, and then later that spring we just sanded it down and painted it, and yeah. Interior's all original. One day I just told my dad that it would be fun if we restored something to look like the Mirthmobile off Wayne's World, and he took it seriously, and next thing I knew I had a Pacer. So, yeah.
Fun to drive?
It is. It's a lot of fun to drive. It's a blast.
I'm Jerry Faulkner. I live in Springville. It's a 2004 Corvette. Convertible. I bought the car brand new from Gus Paulo Chevrolet in 2004. I had it for 2 years and had 897 miles on it, and I sold it. I just bought it back here about 5 months ago.
How did you find it again?
I found it through the guy that I sold it to. I heard he wanted to sell it, so I called him on the phone. I went to his house to look at it. I went back the next day and bought it. I really like it. I've had 9 Corvettes. I've only had one coupe in 1963.
What one did you start out with?
1963. I've had 9 of them since then, yeah.
Tell you what we've been up to?
Yeah, with this Jeep.
Not much. Just starting the season out. This is first time second time it's been out. We took it to a cruise over at One Man Band in Lehigh.
What year is it?
A 60.
And you've had it for how long?
Oh, a couple of years.
We'll talk about the truck tomorrow.
Okay. You didn't say your names were.
Oh, Corey and Diane Trotter.
And who's this?
That's Mabel. Mabel.
Good job.
My name's Terry Swap, and I've got a 1932 5-window steel coupe, and we call it the Graffiti Coupe. If you've ever watched American Graffiti, this is the clone of the Milner clone, they call it. So I found the body out of Wichita Falls, Texas, and the bottom 4 inches were completely gone, and then the frame's out of Chicago, and so we've taken 5 years completely rebuilding it, and this is what you see now, the Graffiti Coupe. And so it's a lot of looks, a lot of compliments, and so it's all 62 or earlier. The headers are handmade. It's got the original wishbone in it still, and the traction bars and everything else are handmade, and so it's a pretty cool little car, pretty fun. Cruise around.
Do you know how to do a lot of this work?
I do. Everything's done by me, because a lot of the guys are kind of passing away who used to know how to do everything, so it was either build it myself or not build it. So okay, we got the original shifter, the piston shifter that they had. It's a Cal Custom 60 accessory. We got the correct steering wheel. We got a horn button signed by Milner himself, and the correct button for Kennedy on the I'm quite proud of this, and it smells like gasoline. It's rough, it's drives like an old 59 Ford truck, you know what I mean? So it's fun.
Sherry Squires, have a 1971 Chevelle Malibu, and we just got it redone last year. We've had it since '72, and showed it for a few years then it sat for about 10, 11 years out in the weather, and just got it redone and been having a lot of fun with it. We shaved the door handles off, got electric door openers and electric cutouts on it, and it's been a lot of fun. We've gone to quite a few shows and really enjoy getting out with the people. We're from up north in the Ogden area. Yeah, we get a lot of thumbs up and cool. In fact, we just saw the guy right here run into this light pole here. He was looking at it as he's driving in his truck.
Got it from different places where we've gone and stuff that's been on the car. Put some new ones on. These are from going to the drag races. We like drag racing. And there's fall nationals in Arizona. There's Colorado. And here's Salt Lake over here. Dave belongs to the NHRA drag racing.
Hey, whose vest is that? That's a coat.
We collect Coca-Cola stuff. My daughter gave it to me. They got it online from Pennsylvania. It's nice, huh?
Yeah. All the vintage Coke stuff.
Uh-huh. Yep. Yep. See the necklace? Lots of Coke stuff. Here's here's our umbrella. We have umbrella. Yeah, and there's umbrella there. This is a chair here.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
My name is Daryl Neighbor. It belongs to my wife, Irene Neighbor. It's a 50 Nash Rambler convertible. I had to take two cars and put together to make one because they were rusted pretty bad. So it's a conglomeration of two cars put together, and then it's mounted on a 2005 Chevy chassis with fuel-injected V6, all power brakes, power steering, cruise control, everything. Try to build one car a year. We race NHRA race cars, so we have a place in the back of the shop where I can build them. Like I said, this is my wife's, and I build them for my kids and for friends and stuff, but just as a hobby. It was my wife's car, the same type of car she drove in junior college, and for me, always working on my race cars and stuff, she asked me, well, you're always working on the cars, why don't you do one for me? And I said, well, what do you want? And she said, well, the car I had in junior college, and we're both the same age, almost 70, so I figured it would be a 55 Chevy or something easy. And she told me it was a 50 Nash Rambler, and it took me 3 years to find one. One of my sons has a paint shop, so was able to get it in here. Wife Irene, and this is her car. It's her pride and joy.
And I love it dearly.
And I'll let you
drive it every day.
Yeah, it's her daily driver.
Yeah, I always have to leave kind of early so I can tell everybody the story about it. I had one going to college, and my parents paid $50 from someone down the street, and I did not appreciate it. It just got me to school, but I learned to drive a stick shift with it, and then I forgot all about it. Did not take it. I didn't take it to heart. Anyway, so when he wanted to restore my first car, found it on eBay, and I love it. Power steering, power brakes, got a modern engine. So that's it.
My name's Eddie Alpin. We both got these two cars out here from drag racing.
Where do you race these?
We race out in Salt Lake up at RMR, or also do a lot of stuff in the West Coast, like California, Nevada, Arizona, Idaho. It's a lot of the West Coast stuff.
Did you put these together?
No, we actually we put them together, but people build them. There's the guy that built this is called Undercover, and the one over there, a guy named Jerry Bickle builds those cars over there.
Who drives them then?
He drives one of them, and then my dad is Ed Alpin. He's not here right now, but he drives that one.
Oh, what's the speed on these?
About 180.
Look at that. Must have a big parachute in the back.
Yeah, he got two parachutes back here, and then he uses the parachutes on that. This one's actually faster. That black one right there is faster.
How fast does that go?
It goes about 180, but it's in a class. It's a slower class, so it goes faster for what its class is about.
How long have you been doing this?
You know, my dad, he's what, 57? He's been doing it since he's like 16, been doing it for a long time. And so I've kind of been around it my whole life.
Hey, what's your name?
Dallas Ewell.
Dallas Ewell. Is this your hot ride right here?
Yeah, it is.
Sweet. What can you tell me about it? It's pretty fast.
Yeah.
How many horsepower do you know?
I'm not sure.
A lot. That sounds good. You know how to control this thing, man? It looks pretty fun.
It is fun, yeah.
I know I've been dealing with that place in
Well, I've had this car for 40 years. I'm Mike Anderton. And I have had this car since my little girl, my oldest daughter, was born. I bought it the day she was born, and I haven't done a dang thing with it till just recently. So, and now my phone's ringing, and I probably better get it.
I'm Morgan Archibald, and this is our 49 Hudson Commodore. Case and tire shop car. And what'd you find at the swap meet? I found a pedal car for my daughter. A little fire truck.
Pedals work and everything,
Yeah.
huh? Just got to be small for
Yeah.
running.
Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, no problem.
Hi, I'm Steve.
I'm Kim.
Are you guys car fans?
Oh yeah. Yes. Love it.
You've been to drag races before, haven't you?
Yep.
Once, I've been once.
I've seen you
Vegas.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome here. A lot of nice cars.
Oh, it's a great swap meet. It's wonderful. Something we should have every other weekend instead of twice a year.